we're at Enerj. I'm Jacob Taylor, Jerome Bodby, and Jake Randall. As students from Duchy College, we're asked to look at the home farm and look at their working practices and their energy consumption to give suggestions on the new farms dairy energy scheme. The map here shows the dairy where the arrow's pointing to there.
To collect the data we needed to find out about energy consumption in the dairy, we used random number activity sampling. We did this every morning for a week. We randomly selected numbers which gave us the times we would take the readings. At these times we would mark down the machines that were being used. As you can see, the ones that are marked with ones indicate the machine was in use. This bar chart shows the percentage of how often the machine is on during the milking process for 1 week's worth of milking. The bulk tank milking pump, both compressors and the immersion heater have the highest usage because they're on constantly throughout the milking process. We believe that the dairy is as efficient as it can be, and so we think that the way forward for the new dairy is to create energy rather than trying to save it. These are the figures for the current cost of the dairy. As you can see, the total energy consumption for a 42-hour week is 1,220.06 kilowatt hours, which costs the farm about £805. Over the year, this accumulates to 63,443.02 kilowatt hours and a cost of £41,872. The dairy is only used for 42 hours a week, because the milking process is not constant and only runs 6 hours a day between 5 AM and 8 AM and 3 PM and 6 PM.
Our first recommendation for the new dairy in terms of renewable energy sources are PV cells. PV cells are panels you attach to the roof and walls of buildings. Each cell is made up from layers of semiconductor material, which is usually silicon. When light shines on the cell, it creates an electric field across the layers. The stronger the sunshine, the more electricity is produced. 1 kilowatt peak cell can generate up to 850 kilowatt hours, and each cell costs about £5,000 plus a fixed cost of £2,000 for complete installation. We calculated that the energy consumption of the dairy per year and found out that 79 PV cells were needed. This comes to a total cost of £397,000 with a payback period of approximately 5 to 7 years. Our second suggestion is an anaerobic digester. Anaerobic digesters break down and manage waste to release energy. It begins with the input of waste materials such as silage and food waste. They break down insoluble organic matter such as carbohydrates and make them available for other bacteria. They then convert the sugars and amino acids into carbon dioxide, hydrogen, ammonia and organic acids. Finally, microorganisms convert these products to methane and carbon dioxide, which is then harnessed to create energy. For an on-farm digester, it costs about £100,000 to £200,000, with a £2,000 operating cost without labour. An additional charge is for employing somebody to operate a feeder system is also an essential. West Coombshead Farm has 270 cows, which produces 21.6 tonnes of waste a year. The system we're proposing creates 1.04 kilowatt hours per tonne of waste. On this basic system, you would create 22,464 kilowatt hours per year. However, this only accounts for a third of the total dairy consumption. The payback period we estimate is between 20 and 30 years.
As a conclusion, we reckon that for PV cells are the best way forward, as it supplies all the energy for the farm and it's a short payback period, and there are also grants available from the government that will help pay towards it. The AD system, it's really quite expensive to build, and it would take 20 to 30 years to pay back. And also you've got the expenses of paying staff to be constantly feeding it with water, manure, everything. Thank you for listening. Are there any questions?
I think I got delegated to ask a question. I think the dairy manager somewhere else. What happens to the manure currently? Does it just get put on the land, or is there any value to it?
And then it's all put onto like a heap, and then it's used for crops and stuff. Just as like fertilizer.
So did you add in the costs of managing that into how you've looked at the using the AD plant?
No, I don't think
A bit
we
more
did.
work to and what about wind? Did you look at wind as an option?
We did, but like we on initial looking at it, it'd be quite expensive because we have to put the turbines on top of a hill and then you've got to run it all the way to the farm because where the farm is, it's all covered in like hills and stuff.
Okay.
So there wouldn't be much wind there.
But there is a good site for the PV.
Yeah.
It goes on the roofs or?
Yeah,
So-
we're going to
so-
put it on the roof of the new dairy,
Okay.
which is south facing.
So you're embedding it in
Yeah.
the design? Okay. Very good. Any more questions?
Thanks very much.
Thank you.